So since the last update, there's been a couple of developments. First, FedNow has expanded. FedNow, when it originally started, when it was originally launched in July of 2023, started with 57 participating certified organizations. Now, to date, I just checked this morning, it's up to 273 participating organizations. And the Fed's goal, they've said with FedNow, is to increase to 10,000 financial institutions and organizations. So right now there's about 223 banks and financial institutions that are participating in FedNow. There are 28 settlement agents and liquidity providers participating, and 22 certified service providers. So FedNow is expanding, it's moving right along. There have been a couple of posts, blog posts and articles in the media trying to generate interest among banks, financial institutions, and businesses to want to participate in FedNow. But right now it seems to be fairly low adoption among businesses and financial institutions. It doesn't seem to be taking off as much as Fed would like, but they're ramping up their efforts to try to get the word out for institutions to participate in FedNow. And like I've always said, our best way to stop this is to not adopt this. So if you are working with a bank or a financial institution that is participating in FedNow and you don't want to be, then perhaps you should do some investigation. You can go to the FedNow website and look at the participating list of organizations that are participating in FedNow. And you can look for a bank or credit union that's not participating in FedNow and choose to do business with them and communicate with them that that's why you're doing business with them. We have a lot of power as people as to where we do business and where we spend our money and where we hold our money. And if we communicate that, then perhaps we can push this off as much as possible. But like I've always said, the Bible predicts that central bank currency or some sort of financial repression will happen eventually. So we can push back, but eventually we know this is going to happen. So the other development that's happened is that on October 18th, the European Central Bank, the ECB, its president, Christine Lagarde, announced that the euro was exiting the investigation phase of a digital euro, and they were entering the participation phase of a digital euro. So they're exploring, the investigative phase explored design possibilities, and they issued a report at the conclusion of that phase. That investigation phase started in October of 2021 and concluded in October 18th of 2023. And they issued a report. Basically, in the report, there were some very concerning things. Number one, they indicated that there would be limits as to how much euros an individual could hold, and businesses would be unlimited as to how many euros they could hold, but they could not accumulate euros. They can only hold so many as they need to facilitate payments and take in payments from customers and such. So that's a problem. I mean, Christine Lagarde has said that in her announcement, announcing that they were ready to enter into the preparation phase, she made the announcement that we're not going to eliminate cash. You can have cash, you can have digital cash, or you can have your regular euro and the digital euro. We're not going to eliminate the euro, the cash euro. But that's problematic because she has said, and right now the law is in the European Union that if you spend more than 1,000 euros in cash, you're on the gray market and you can be arrested, and you're basically violating the law. She said when she was caught in a prank call, she admitted that she thought that the number of cash euros that a person could spend should be even lower. Perhaps 300 or 400 euros was even too dangerous for a person to have. So the move is clearly to digital euro, the central bank digital currency. And on that, they're clearly saying that they will limit you as to how much digital currency you can have. That's a problem. They're already showing how they're going to control you. So I encourage Europeans to push back on this as much as possible. Contact your politicians, push back on this, because that's the power that we have. Once it's in place, we'll be limited as to how much we can push back on this. Even if they launch this and they keep regular cash, I think they will be phasing out cash. I think that's the direction that they indicate with their actions, no matter what they say in these reports. So that's where we are right now. All we can do is, I think the most effective thing we can do is to build our relationship with God and depend on Him, because the Bible predicts the way this is going to go. And there's only so much we can do with that. The Bible predicted this would happen, that we would be under such financial repression that, someone would attempt to impose on us, force us to worship the beast and to take the mark of the beast. But we don't want to do that. We want to worship God and be saved by God and have the seal of God. So we can push back on this, but eventually we know this is going to happen. So what we can do is have a closer relationship with God, so that when things get tough and we start to lose our financial freedoms at some point, we'll at least have that close connection with God, who will sustain us and provide us.